Do you guys want to know the easiest and fastest way to make 5 to 10 grand per month whilst only working for 10 to 20 hours a week? And you can literally do this while you're studying or while you're still in school. So what is this magical opportunity called? Now, this magical opportunity that's going to make you 5 to 10 grand per month while only working a few hours a week is called car detailing. And basically what car detailing is if you've ever gotten your car cleaned or something, or like if your parents have gotten their car cleaned, they'll go down and they'll just do like the outside or something. But what detailing is basically doing all the little details, cleaning the door jambs, cleaning the seats and everything. We're not going to go into detail about that. I'm just going to show you how to start this up and how to start doing this immediately. But it's basically just cleaning cars. That's kind of the way to summarize it. But cleaning cars that will make you a lot of money. Now, the upsides of doing this are you can work whenever you want, so it's flexible. You don't need to get hired. There's no boss that tells you, come down Monday, come down Tuesday, come down Wednesday. You can just pick whatever day you want, book a person in and just work that day. And then take the rest of the week off if you want, or you can work every day. It's up to you. Second, you get to keep 100% of the money. If you work at somewhere like, I don't know, McDonald's, they're gonna give you less than 0.1% of what's behind the register. But if you do this, you literally get to keep 100% of the money you make, of the profits that you have. And finally, there's a low setup time, meaning you can do this week, set this up by this weekend, even you could do this in a day, and you can immediately start to make 5 to 10 grand per month by doing this. And it's not like something you gotta build up. You can just start it and you'll pretty much be making that much money. So, for car detailing, you're cleaning cars, there's a lot of equipment you need. Not a lot, but there's a decent amount. You need your products, your sprays, you need your pressure washer, you need your vacuum, you need like a few things, which can be a little pricey. They can cost you a few $100s. So how do you get them for zero upfront costs? Because when I see a lot of people doing car detailing, I see them doing it absolutely wrong. What they'll do is they'll start it up, and then they'll go buy all their stuff. They'll buy the vacuum, they'll buy the pressure washer, they'll buy all this BS, and then they'll start it, and then they'll start to get people in, which is fine. That's a decent way to do it. But how do you get it for zero upfront cost? Because let's be real, you're watching this video, you probably don't want to pay $400 upfront to get this equipment. Now, what you do is something called a pre-sale. And this is something that like big businesses use and stuff. But what a pre-sale essentially is you're going to get leads, and I'll teach you guys how to find leads really quick here. So to find leads, what you're gonna wanna do is get your mom or your dad or just anyone you know to just text up their contacts and be like, hey, my son's doing car detailing and he was wondering if you need your car cleaned, whatever, you can ask them to send you something like that. Or you can go on Instagram and find people in your city or in your area and then just DM them and be like, hey, I'm a car detailer, I can clean your car for you, do you need your car cleaned? Whatever you want, you can come up with a script, you can just literally copy and paste the script, put their name in there, and you're pretty much set. So after you find leads, you're going to give them 50% off for buying early. And this is the reason that it works so well. So say you're normally gonna charge $150 or something, you can literally charge them half of that, so $75, and be like, yeah, all right, I'll do $75, it's just gonna be on the pre-sale, I'll get you in a few weeks, or I'll get you in 1 week. And then you're just gonna get a bunch of people, you're gonna stack it up, and then you're gonna have a bunch of this upfront cash that you can go buy the equipment and the products with. So what you're gonna do is you're going to get the money, that money is gonna buy the products, and then you're gonna fulfill on the service of doing the detailing afterwards. So this is kind of the system for doing it. So how much should you charge? Because at this point you're probably wondering, all right, Adam, that sounds cool, so I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna get the products, do the pre-sale, but how much do I actually charge? So when you first start, you're not gonna be very good. Let's be real, there's gonna be some learning curves, there's gonna be some parts that you gotta learn, there's just gonna be a few things that you gotta work out when you're first starting. So you're not gonna be able to charge a lot, because also not a lot of people trust you yet. They don't know, you don't have good reviews and stuff. So you won't be able to charge very much. But you build trust, you do a good job, people tell their friends, they tell their friends, you get a good reputation, and then you can up your price. So when you're starting, I'd recommend you would charge between $80 to $200. And I remember when I first started, bro, I used to charge like $60. Like I wasn't even, I was making a little bit of profit, but I was just spending like 4 hours to make $60. Like it was terrible. So don't do that. Still charge a lot. Still make sure you know how to do a good job before you even start. Don't be like, I'm gonna learn on the job. Know how to do a good job before you start, because then you can at least charge a little bit more than $60 like I used to. So now you're probably thinking, okay, cool, but now what? What do I do now? So now you're gonna scale it up. So you have all the systems in place, you have your equipment, all of that stuff. Now you need to scale it up, because this right now is only gonna make you, well, actually, let's just break down the math here. So if you wanna make $5,000 a month, that would be divided by $250 per car, equaling 20 cars. Now let's say it takes you 4 hours per car, times that by 20 cars, it's going to equal 80 hours per month, meaning 20 hours per week. It skipped past there fast, but yeah, it's gonna be 20 hours per week to make 5 grand per month. Now, here's what you do instead. You hire a friend. So you hire one of your friends and you pay them a percentage of the money that you're gonna be making. So whatever it is, you can just figure that out with them. It might be 30%, depends how much you're making, depends how much the cars are, but just work that out with them. And then you can now do double the cars in the same amount of time. So let's break down the math for this too. If you detail with a friend, you make $5,000 per month, divided by $250 per car, 20 cars, times 2, because you now have a friend, so you can do double the amount of cars. And you could set this up in 2 ways. All right, I'll break this down. So you can set this up in 2 ways. You can either do it so that you and your friend have like 1 car each, and then you could just both do cars separately, or you can both do the same car and decrease the amount of time it takes for the one. And I'd personally recommend this because you can make it semi-passive, and you could also, you could be a little bit of a dickhead and you could like take some breaks and stuff, which I wouldn't recommend, but you know, you can take some breaks and you're almost making passive income when you do that. But for the most part, it would be best, you can do whatever you want, but I would personally recommend you both do the same car just to save time. Now, double that, so we're still keeping $250 per car the same, and this is obviously once you get to a point where you can charge $250, which trust me boys, you'll get to a point where you can charge $250 because of how good you are, people want your service, whatever. So at the point where you're charging $250, say now you double that, since there's 2 of you, you're now making 10 grand per month, divided by 250 per car, 40 cars, minus your friend's wage, which is gonna be somewhere equal to around 2,400 or something. It's still like $30 an hour for him. But here's the cool part. 2 hours per car equals 80 hours per month and 20 hours per week. Hold on a second. You're now making $7,600 per month, and you're still only working 20 hours per week. So you've just increased your income for the same amount of time, but now you went from making $5,000 per month, working 20 hours a week, to making $7,600 per month and still working 20 hours per week. It's pretty crazy, right? So you increased your income from $62 per hour to over 95. And this is how much doctors make. You're making almost as much as a doctor. And this is with no education. These guys went to school for so many years, they're saving lives, and you're just cleaning cars and you're making almost as much money as them, which is pretty crazy. So there you go. You are now making more money than your parents. So there are your parents. They're giving you thumbs up because you're making more money than them, hopefully. And if you guys do indeed want a video where I'm gonna break down how to set up your garage, how to, you know, get people in, where to put the car, how to position it, how to clean the car, like if you guys want me to actually go into detail about how to detail a car and not just how to make money from doing it, go down in the comments, let me know. And if I see enough comments, if I see enough likes, if I see enough people saying that they want that, I will make a video for you guys. So I'll close it off with some advice from me if you're just starting to do this and you're just wondering like how to do it and all that stuff. The main thing is just getting people in, and then just make sure you do a good job. As long as you do a good job, as long as people are happy, I promise you they'll tell your friends, and that's when you get the leverage to charge more. Once the demand is up and the supply is still the same, you can increase the price to make up for that difference. And this is what you then do. So my best advice is just do a really, really good job and just get people to tell their friends. Be like, I'll give you $10, I'll give you $20 if you give me a referral or something. You can just do this. I do this. I give people like $10 or $20 if they get someone in for me. So you can do this. Yeah, it might take out a little bit of profit, but just charge an extra $20 and like, you're chilling. Also, just make sure you find a good friend. Make sure you find someone who actually is gonna be there on time, do the right work. You know, he's not gonna like complain about how much money it is, which like it's still a good amount of money. Like any 15-year-old's happy with making $30 an hour. You'd be happy if you're making $30 an hour, but you're not. You're gonna be making $95 an hour, which is pretty crazy for someone your age. I forgot to introduce myself at the start of the video, so if you're new here, my name is Adam Blonin. I'm a 15-year-old kid. I just make these videos to help as many young men as possible. I run a couple businesses, this one being one included. Some of you have been asking me, so yes, this is one of my businesses. And my goal with these videos is just to provide you with as much information I can for 100% absolutely free. So if you are new, go click on the subscribe and post notification button. It helps us both out. Be a doer, not a thinker, and I will see you guys in the next one.